Hi, this is Matías Monjes from Contact Harald, and today I'm going to be running a demo of our platform for contact tracing. As you know, our platform is divided into three components: the Contact Harald card, the iPad application that is used to create the profiles of the employees and to upload the data of a possibly infected person, and the actual platform, the web app that has a dashboard connected to a database where we can actually review the profiles that we load into the platform and also run the contact tracing. So let us start with creating a couple of profiles so that we can actually demo how this works. So you can see in my iPad, there's at the bottom right of it, there's a Contact Harald application. So let me just click on that. This is the iPad application. It's a very simple application. As I mentioned before, it only allows you to create a profile and to transfer the card data. So let's first actually create a profile. When you click there, you get into a screen that allows you to actually understand the different people that is getting into the platform, how they're feeling. This is completely customizable. You can change the questions. You can even avoid this screen altogether. But it's a useful way to actually screen people that is actually getting into your company. So let's actually click on all of the questions, and then I'm going to add my own details into it so that we can configure or create this first profile. So my phone number. And my email address. What I'm going to do now is actually scan the QR code in the card, but first I'm going to take advantage of the camera that we have in this functionality so that I can show you a little bit of the card. I'm showing the back of the card so I don't scan instantaneously the QR code. The card is super simple. It's a badge. It has the size of a badge. It's hanging through a lanyard. It's FCC and CE certified, so we can actually deploy it in any country. And now I'm going to turn around the card. It's going to detect the QR code and it's going to extract the code from the card. So let me just do that. It quickly recognized that code. So now I'm saving the profile, and it's asking me to press the button on the card so that the card can pair with the system. So the app found the card, is now actually pairing and kind of exchanging information between the card and the system. So there you are. I was able to create this first profile. And by the way, I just received the message that says, welcome to the company, you have been enrolled in this program and things like that, right? So it's a way for us to actually communicate with the person that enrolled in the program. So now let's go back and create a second profile so that we can actually define, we can actually, enable the contact tracing solution, the proximity functionality that the card has. So we create another profile, we go through the screening page again, and now we start adding the personal details. So in this case, I'm gonna add my partner, Steve Lauder, into it. Steve Lauder. His phone number. His phone number is 763-61516-0172. And his email address is slaughter@me.com. And again, I'm going to be running the same process. This time, I'm going to directly scan the card's QR code. It recognized the code, saving the profile. And now I'm pressing the button on the card. It recognized that card and it's exchanging the information so that the profile gets created. So that's it, we created the profile. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna place those two cards in proximity, simulating a proximity event. As described before, the proximity event for us is 6 feet or 2 meters for more than 2 minutes. So that's kind of how we are defining a proximity event here. While we wait for those 2 minutes to happen, let me show you the platform. So this is a web app, so we can go to a browser. In this case, it's my Chrome browser. And let's actually do a search of the profiles that we just created. You can actually search the profiles by first name, last name, card ID, email address, or phone. And in this case, I'm gonna just try to search for all of the profiles that are in the database. As you see, these are the two profiles that we just created, Steve Loader and Matthias Monges, with all their information. So if we actually go on one and see the detailed profile, we get the employee information, the history. Here in the history, you're gonna see the proximity events. Since we were not uploading any information from any card, we don't see anything there yet. We don't see any results. And we see the QR code from the card that has been assigned to Steve. And we also see the message that Steve received, right? So, as I showed you before, this is the kind of message that that everybody receives when they enroll into the system. There's one more thing that I want to show you before getting into the proximity event. You can customize the messages, so it's not that any company will be using the messages that we created, but you can create a new template, for that matter, right? So, in this case, we only have two predefined messages. One is the one that I just showed you that is saying, welcome, you have been registered to, this company, XYZ. But the other one is the possible infection message, right? So the possible infection is when someone gets infected, hands out the card, and uploads the data, and you find a proximity event, you send a message to the people that have been in proximity with those guys. So let's actually go through that now. I think 2 minutes have passed. So let's simulate the scenario where Steve got infected. He got in touch with human resources from a company. Human resources said, Steve, could you please actually give us your card? Steve actually gives that card to human resources, and human resources basically wants to transfer that card data. So we click on transfer card data. Again, it asks you to press the button on the card. That is pressed. Again, the iPad recognizes that, and it looks for the information. So it finds the information from that card, and then you transfer that data to the database. And that's pretty much it, from uploading the data from a card into the iPad, and then from the iPad into the database. So now that we have all that information in the database, let's go back to our database. Let's do a search profile. We know that Steve is the person that has been infected and shared that information with us. So we just search for him. We see his profile. And all of a sudden, now we can see here in the history that Steve has been in proximity with Matthias, right? So clearly, the employer, the HR department, needs to communicate to Matthias, that he may be in danger, that he needs to go isolate, get tested, and prevent this disease from spreading. So it's as simple as basically selecting Matthias and sending him an SMS or an email. In this case, I'm going to send him an SMS. Basically, you get into the page where you send SMS. As I mentioned before, you just select a template. In this case, we're going to select the possible COVID-19 infection warning, and you just send it. And that's it. that's pretty much the whole functionality from the platform. And as you can see, I just got that message that is saying what I selected before, right? So the possible COVID-19 infection warning, a message from XYZ company, contact tracing. Again, you can configure this message any way you want, but again, it has the functionality to send messages at enrollment and also when you've been in proximity with someone that is suspicious or got infected. So that's it. I hope that this information is helping you. If you have any questions, you can actually reach out to us at any time. Thank you.